Continuing from where we left off with the trading card video. Hello everyone, it is the early morning hours of March 27th, 2015, and I am preparing for Anime Detour 2015, the first time I've ever been returning to a convention, ever. And this is my fourth convention ever, because, well, last year was Anime Detour, MLPMSP, and BronyCon, which featured meeting VAs like Andrew Lemon, Michelle Creeber, Clara Corlett, Tabitha St. Germain. Speaking of Tabitha St. Germain, she'll be back this year at MLPMSP, which I'll be attending as well, and vlogging. And she's going to be signing Rarity and Luna, just like how Pinky, Flutters, and Sweetie Belle already got their butt signings. Anyways, we're going to look up to our pony display, the thing that I came back to after returning from DC and BronyCon. So I'm also looking forward to Season 5, starting in about a week. I'm going to be watching those episodes. Probably will not be analyzing now, but maybe Season 6. But let's go to our area where we began the BronyCon and MLPMSP stuff. Right over here, and if you haven't really noticed some older videos, is that it's actually changed a little bit. They did a little organization a few months ago and got a bunch of blind boxes on there, including Season 2, Series 2, including the Color Discord, which I forgot to make a video of. So we got Brushables, we got Tricks Up My Sleeve, Trixie, then we got the Fluttershy from BronyCon, as well as also the Derpy from there as well. We got Rarity and Daring Do. There's Glitter Twilight. It's got a little bit of Funko Pops. And I don't have room to display everything that I got from things. Oh yeah, there's Baby Zombie. And then we got Cupcake Pinkie Pie. Back here you can't really see it, but here's Rainbow Dash. To clarify that, so we got the little Dashie from MLPMSP, and then the American Airlines A319 model plane I got from Smithsonian, as well as also Aurora and Luna you can see in the Build-A-Bear Cadence and Luna stuffing video, as well as also BronyCon. Now let's take a look at the box of Funkos before we move on to Anime Detour. Now here's the box of all my Funkos that I do have but can't fit in my display area because, well, not enough room. So I got Blue Discord here. So I have Luna, Celestia. I also have not technically a Funko, but the San Diego Comic-Con Maniac Mayhem set. So I got Glitter Discord. It's a pretty lucky thing to get. The Target exclusive Black Rainbow Dash with glittery mane and tail from the holiday season. Also got the metallic Rainbow Dash as well. Also got the giant Funko Pop Discord. And then the glittery Applejack, well, the clear Applejack, one of two. That was in the video I made made back in August. The other one has since been sold off, so she's no longer with us. I also have my Pops Trixie. And then Celestia with Gleaming Tail. So, well, that's about it for now, and I will be back in the morning hours to begin this weekend log vlog. First convention I've gone to since last August. I went to BronyCon. This is. Anyways, I gotta get some sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. Oh yeah, and before we go, remember this face and this face from last year, since they're right here. I will see you later then. Oh my gosh, it is! Another side note! With my ponies, as you can see, Build-A-Ponies are all here, except for Luna and Dashy and Flutters. I'm kind of running out of room, and with Shining Armor eventually coming on its way, it's going to be even worse, so I don't know where to put them. Oh yeah, well, didn't mention this earlier, but I am actually cosplaying as Rainbow Dash at this convention, which means this will be my first time ever cosplaying at a convention, ever. From what I've heard, it is really fun, though. So, it's going to be a very interesting experience this time. And that's about it. Now, I'm going to go rest. Sorry for not showing much this morning at home for my vlog, but now we're on my way out. Well, I'm on my way out to Anime Detour, which starts at about an hour and a half. Take the bus up there, and I'll see you up there. So we're further along the journey. I'm about to make a transfer at Mall America.
82nd Street
bus.
East and 28th Avenue South. Transfer point to roads 54 and that blue line.
It's like what, 10:05 right now. There goes a plane. I think it's a turboprop, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty cool. You never see that every day. Now I'm waiting at the train station. Don't know if you can hear me at all. Waiting for my bus to come here in about 15 minutes. Like I said, I should be at Anime Detour like around 10:55-ish. 11-ish. There it is, the Doubletree. Where Anime Detour was last year, and it'll be again this year. Almost there. Be there in less than 5 minutes. Well, driving. Still gotta walk from the bus station there. Well, I can see one thing. That's good to be back. It's pretty cool. Look at the Celestia. Brought out during the day while Luna's brought out at night. Over Celestia and Rainbow Dash. Roll hoofs. Roll hoofs for the internet.
Rose for the internet. I think.
I really gotta stop referencing last year.
Oh my god, that's so awesome! I've never even heard
Oh, okay.
I didn't even see that.
There's Elsa. Now we're heading to the vendor hall, like the artist room. And there's some of the stuff that's for the charity auction. Now waiting in line for the vendor hall to open with Wiz.
Yeah.
Got any words to say?
Oh, can't wait for it to open up.
Only 5 more minutes until the vendor hall opens, and look what we have right here.
Double checking that we're all in the right lines. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Do you know where to go at all yet, or not? I mean, it's like about 2:15, I believe. You ready for the opening ceremonies around 5?
Yeah. Can't do anything else. Sell stuff.
Well, it's only just the artist alley and then the vendor hall that we were just at.
The autograph line.
I think so.
It looks like we had big out things.
I can't see squat except for red.
It's all about the red.
We're now waiting in line for the Attack on Titan panel. First panel, I'm going to the Anime Detour. And his first panel at a convention ever.
Yeah.
Enjoying his little wild flag and an Attack on Titan shirt. We're here, the Attack on Titan panel.
People here have at least seen the series. Correct? Everyone here has seen the
Because there will
series?
be spoilers, just
Yeah,
letting you
because there will
know.
be series spoilers that we could potentially talk about, but for the sake of not getting too spoilery, we will not be going over anything past the series that's happened in the manga yet.
I haven't read any of the manga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like just for not only us who want to wait and be surprised, but for the other people that are just either haven't read the manga yet or are waiting for the next bit of anime to be produced, which will be next year. It can't come soon enough. But we get a live action movie before then. It's gonna be amazing. You seen the trailers for that thing? Yeah. It's freaking incredible. It's gonna be a colossal movie.
Waka waka.
Wah, wah. So, lovely lady, who are you?
Oh, today? So hi, I'm Jessica Calvello. I am the voice of Hanji Zoe. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you. Let's science. Let's science hard. The end. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Josh Greeley. I'm the voice of Armin Harlaert and the narrator. Join the Scouts. We have cookies.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
So this is the Attack on Titan Q&A panel, and we cannot provide the A unless you provide the Q. Do we have any Qs? Please raise your hand and speak up. No questions?
They have to get
Okay,
warmed
bye.
up. Okay, time to strip. Oh. Sorry, what? Favorite character on Attack on Titan?
Besides our own.
Besides my own, because Hanji is so my favorite.
Yeah. As is Armin.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, she was my favorite when I watched the series. I watched the stuff when it was coming out, like everybody else. I didn't even know who had the dub yet. I was just watching it because I really enjoyed it, and I really zeroed in on Hanji, and I was like, wow, I don't know who has this dub. I don't know when or if it's going to be dubbed. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Linda. She's awesome. Yay,
Thank you, Linda.
She just took me shopping. Look, this is new. You like it? There's a hole in my tights, but I'm going to show you the back anyway because I have on pleather. Do you see the hole? I mean, in my tights. Moving on, PG-13. I'm somewhat. So anyway, I was watching it and I was like, wow, so many rich characters, so many great characters. God, this is making me cry and. Wow, what a sad show. But that Hanji, wow, she's different and really funny. And I can really man, I'd really like to audition for her. So she was my favorite. I know it sounds cliche to be like, my favorite character is one I played. But I mean, there's other animes I've done where I am not my favorite character. I'm like, wow, I'm so annoying. That character is annoying to me. But Hanji, she was always my favorite. So, what about you?
When I was watching this show, Armin was the one that I connected with, that I really fell in love with, especially in F9. You know, the whole big speech thing happens. And it's not necessarily the speech. While the speech is cool, and the speech is a really defining moment for that character, it's the stuff leading up to the speech where his character really changes, where he grows, and it's that entire scene where Aaron is telling him, "Look, this is why I trust you," and Armin's horrible self-image of himself kind of goes out the window, and then he's like, "Okay, no, I got this," and he changes right then and there, and it was one of my favorite moments, and just watching the show, like, that was badass. If I can play Armin, I want to, and then I got it.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
I'm
Like,
sure
I'm still waiting for people to like pinch me and wake me up from this. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, other than our characters, I think my favorite character in the show is probably actually Hanji. I really like Hanji. But other than her, probably Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha's my other favorite character. Sasha and Hanji are they're those comedic elements that I think the series needs. It's a really dismal world with people dying in horrific ways. And if they didn't have characters like Sasha and Hanji, I think that you would become really numb to all of the gore and how it's so sad, it's so painful, it's so sad, it's so painful. And I think that as unstable as Hanji's mind might be in some ways, and as ungrounded as she looks, she brings a grounding to the show, which I think it needs, or else it's just pain all the time. So I really like Sasha too.
Yeah, Sasha, she thrives in chaos, as long as she has a potato.
Yes.
As long as she has some sort of carbohydrate in hand, she's gonna be fine. But yeah, thank you. That was a great first question. Yes, sir.
So what do you guys do to get in character? Do you guys have a voice routine, la 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 la, or something to immerse yourself in that before you?
Are those Google glasses?
They are.
Holy crap, dude! That's awesome.
Wait,
Can I
do
borrow
you
those
wink to
later?
take a picture? I've heard that you wink your eye to take a picture. Is that?
So you go like this, you say, "Okay, glass, take a picture." And now it's taking a picture of you. Now I have a picture of you on my
That is ridiculous.
That's
so technology.
creepy and awesome.
So wait, now I know I'm about to totally get off topic here, but like, is that one of the pre-orders, like one of the original
ones?
ones?
It's like a Detour edition about close to 2 years ago. They're still $1,500 though.
I know. I was about to say it's a pretty penny for those things, but like, do you enjoy it? Do you think it's worth it?
I think it's worth it if you want to develop on it.
Uh-huh.
I write code on it.
I just like the idea of potentially living in a future where we are wearing something like that, and then I could be like, hey, there's traffic in front of me, could you get me to work faster? And it'll like put a 3D overlay of where you need to go in front of you and be all futuristic. They were talking about doing stuff like that and having it ready within like the next 20, 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. I was watching a documentary on a theoretical physicist that was talking about a whole bunch of different stuff that
That
they
sounds
want to
pretty
do.
light, Josh.
Do what?
That sounds pretty light. A pretty light documentary. Was it a comedy?
Yeah, but it wasn't a
Physics?
documentary. It's whatever.
You're a geek and I love you.
I know, I am a geek. I'm a big old nerd.
What was the question?
Yeah, what was the question? How we get into character.
Oh,
I do a whole bunch of different high kicks around the studio while singing "I'm a Little Teapot." It really, no, I can't do it right now. Like, I have to be, I don't have a character to play. Like, there's no character to get into right now. For me, it's mostly just, I'll do stuff like, I'll do stuff like, sing in the car, and I do voices all day long when I'm at the house if I'm just sitting around. Like, my roommate used to be a super skittish person that would jump at the smallest noise. She doesn't
Your
bat
cat?
Yeah, my roommate.
Oh, your cat.
No. Yeah, I have 2 cats, and they would scare the hell out of her too. But like now she doesn't bat an eye. It's like she lives with a strange noise, is how her boyfriend put it. It's like, I'm a strange noise. But yeah, getting into characters usually, if it's a show that I know very well, like going into like doing Titan and stuff, getting into character for Armin was mostly just, for the first half of the series was like, okay, just go back to being a teenager and feeling that you were useless and that you mean nothing. And that's, yeah, I mean, that's, exactly, but that's Armin for the first half, is like he doesn't have any sort of love for himself. He doesn't feel like he is worthy of being friends with Eren and Mikasa or really anybody. He doesn't feel like he's worth anything, and he realizes that he is. It's a very long, painful
That's
journey.
episode 9 that you were talking about, where he has this big character arc, right?
Mm-hmm. And she has that really big moment, that character development moment.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you do to get
So I'm going to answer that with just a quick story, because I'm asked that pretty often. You probably are too. It's a great question. So I started the con circuit back in '98 because I started dubbing in '95 with ADV Films, right? So I forget which convention I was at, but it was '98, '99, A-Con or AWA or something. Anyway, so someone's like, "How do you get into character?" And at the time, I was recording Cutie Honey. Cutie Honey. Yes, Cutie Honey, for those of you who might not know, Go Guy actually wanted to cast that show, and he wanted Winona Ryder to play Cutie Honey. He was in talks with Matt Greenfield, who was the director of the new Cutie Honey series. I'm talking about the 8-episode new Cutie Honey, not Flash or anything like that. And he's like, I want Winona Ryder. He doesn't talk like that. I want Winona Ryder to play, Cutie Honey, Winona Ryder. Yeah, that's terrible. To play Cutie Honey, and Matt was like, we can't do that. We don't have a SAG not AFTRA contract or a SAG contract. He's like, well, if I can't have the actress I want to play my Cutie Honey, then I want to cast it myself. So they auditioned 9 of us, and for whatever reason, he cast me. And it was a freaking incredible honor, right? So I'm at this panel, and they're like, how do you get in character? And I'm like, oh, well, right now I'm recording for Cutie Honey. And I said, well, as you guys know, whenever she's like, honey, flash, and her clothes come off, and it's beautiful, and all these beautiful colors, and she's like, turns into whatever she needs. And I said, so obviously, in the booth, I strip. That's what I do to get into character. And I played it really straight, I was like, I take it all off, I spin around, and then I'm really Cutie Honey, and I just go for it, and I become anything I want to become, and I'm naked, so it works. It's glorious. Well, they took me seriously, and there was an interview, or not an interview, it was an article that somebody wrote, published online. Jessica Calvello, voice of new Cutie Honey, takes off her clothes in the studio to get into character. And I was like, you better take that down. I'm like, I really, so I don't do that. I know, what an anticlimactic story. I'm kind of wishing I wouldn't have told this.
I don't really get naked.
I really don't take off my clothes. But I thought it was funny that they took me seriously. And I was like, first of all, I hit the microphone and jack up like the take I was trying to do. Like, you just can't really take off your clothes and record at the same time. You got the hands on. I really don't do anything to get in character. I'm a bad actor that way. Sometimes I know what I'm doing when I get into the booth, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get there and I'm like, what show is this? And it's not to be disrespectful, but sometimes you don't know where you forget. I have the memory of a goldfish, so I forget sometimes. But what helps is to talk to the director a little bit, what's going on here. And sometimes I'll watch maybe a clip on YouTube of the sub or whatever I can get my hands on. But once I'm in there, I just start going. And usually the first few takes, I get into character and we figure out what we want, and then I just go for it from there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's usually going to be the process doing most anime, because most times the actors don't have any sort of chance to either see the show before they come in, and we never get a chance to see what the dub script is before we actually come into the booth. So like every time we're going in to record, we have about 10 seconds between each line to read it, realize what the context is, and then take whatever the director gives us to, and then turn it into a performance that's like we've been rehearsing it. Like, it's just super fast-paced process. So yeah, it's really hard. Like, usually you have to find the character as you record.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Great question. And I'm totally stealing your Google glasses later. Right next. Oh, you know what? You pick.
I'm sorry. Oh,
you pick.
hi.
Are you guys usually all in the same room together when you're doing this, or is it like cut in chunks? And so that must be really hard then to key off each other and not hear what the other guy's saying.
His question was, are we in the booth or in the same area, like usually at the same time as a group recording these shows? And the short answer is no.
Right. It's the way they do it in Japan. They're all, if you've ever seen any of the Japanese, they all sit in a line, and as their line's coming up, they stand up, they do the line, and they sit back down.
Yeah, and it's like this choreographed dance that they have to do.
Really
like they have to rehearse, and they do the entire show almost in one take.
Yeah.
And it's not for every single character, obviously. Like, they'll bring in individual characters that don't have a whole lot to do, or don't have to play off a lot of people at the same time. But if they have like the lead characters, like prime example that I can think of, the Wallflower was a Napashine show. 4 dudes and a main female chick that were always around. They had to come in and record all of their parts for each episode, and it's usually just them for every episode. So they would go there and record the entire thing in one take, and then have to go back, rehearse it, do it again, just to make sure that we get it right or something like that. Over here in the States, it is a logistical nightmare to try and schedule that many actors to come in at any one given time, and then to try and get an entire day's or however long worth of work done in that time. It's not going to happen. Like, getting actors together in one place is generally like herding cats. So like trying to schedule them to come in and work for something it's too expensive.
And you know what also, what do you think about this? Like, you know, there's so much of a chance for interference. Like, you're standing up, you're going to the mic, you're sitting back down. Wouldn't that be like a post-nightmare for the engineer to take out all of the stuff in between getting up, sitting down? What if someone coughs? You know, I just don't know how they make that work and how that's efficient for them. But
yeah, I don't know. It's just they figured
how
out a
they do
process for it, and that's what they do. I mean, it helps that they're not having to they have to sometimes dub their own stuff because they're usually recording the episode to already sketched out like animatics, and it may not be like animated, but it'll be like, here's a frame, here's 10 frames later, here's another frame, whatever. It's like they're animating to the key. Or into the storyboards, as they're recording the storyboards to kind of get a feel for like the timing of the show and everything else, so they can make sure that they're getting it all recorded and animated within like a 25-minute period. And then they have to go and animate the whole thing. But the cool thing is, you know, all the animators, while they have to rush too, they're getting to do everything post-process. Like they're still recording something that hasn't been fully animated yet, so they have more freedom with how they can deliver their lines and how long they can take, and it'll be animated. We, on the other hand, have to take something that has been completely 100% animated and write the dialogue so that it fits in the mouth flaps that are already animated. We can't change it.
And you're one of the main writers. You've written so many scripts, and you know what that challenge is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's so much that goes into providing an English version for an anime that it's really just almost impossible in the long run for us to be able to bring in everybody. And like, they tried it once. ADV tried it way back in the day on like their first, like one of the first shows. I think Devil Hunter Yoko they tried it on.
Oh wow.
And I think they also did it on Rune Explorers.
No, I was in that one. Yeah, we did do for Dirty Pair, the original Dirty Pair series. Pam Lauer and I played. I was Yuri and she was Kay. Thank you. We did at the time. They had 2 booths in one room, but I mean they were separate sound booths. And we did actually play off each other. David Williams, the director, wanted it that way, so we could really banter and have that more natural Kay and Yuri, rah, rah, rah. And that worked. But it still wasn't the same thing. We weren't in one room. We were in 2 separate sound booths on 2 different tracks. So that's the closest that I've ever gotten to doing it that way.
And I've done that in like bits and Walla sessions.
Yeah.
Like where
Walla,
like when we did it with, and you'll still do that in Walla. And like, who here has ever heard the term Walla for recording? Okay, Walla it's just a short term for anime dubbing that stands for with all actors, and it just means that any part in the script that's marked as Walla. It would, like, for a Titan script, it would be marked Walla soldiers, Walla townspeople, Walla marketplace. And you would just the director will then bring in like 4 or 5 actors, 4 or 5 male, and then 4 or 5 female in different sessions. And
start jabbering.
Yeah, they'll just start jabbering. And then they'll do like 3 or 4 different takes of each scene with each group, doing different voices, higher, lower, talking about different things, sometimes just making little noises like, like, you know, like it just sounds like there's talking in the background. And that's really the closest and only thing that we do in the States.
And Walla sessions can get interesting because you can't really be heard what you're saying. So there have been some very creative Walla sessions where we're talking about all sorts of things in the marketplace. Like, oh, look at those sex toys. You'll never hear that. You'll never hear that because it's mixed down. Yeah, because Walla, the idea of Walla also is that you can't actually understand what anyone is saying, but you know that everyone's talking and carrying on conversation.
I love that you said sex toys and like 3 hands shot up.
Not mine, oh my god.
Yeah, bits of Walla sessions get really
I had to
crazy.
ruin it. Sorry. Not
No,
sorry.
no, you're fine. Like,
Okay.
yeah, one of my favorite bits that somebody threw in, I think it was Chris Patton, was having to do a Walla session. It was a solo. Like they were throwing him in after he recorded the character on the show. They were like, okay, for the next 30 seconds, and then like I think it was Foster, and he would just it was Kyle Jones, because he'll just throw out the most ridiculous directions for Walla. He was like, okay, for the next 30 seconds, I want you to be a giant blue elephant that's talking about his underwear. Go. And just absolutely ridiculous things like that. One of my favorites that he did was. There was some show that we did, like a high school based thing, and then the kids were putting on a cultural festival. And he did this entire like 3.5 minute stretch of Walla that was just background stuff. That was a dude trying to find meat on a stick at the festival. And then cut to after that, like halfway through the episode, they come back. More Walla at the festival, and he was the same dude who had eaten way too much meat on a stick. And just another,
Meat
yeah.
on a stick.
Exactly. In the back.
What was the difference?
Actually, yeah, sorry, way back. Hello. How's it going?
I like your green hair.
Everyone should
You're
have.
welcome. Can I have it?
Steve Bloom, yeah. No. I have not.
I have not. And I only know of him. I haven't met him. He's extremely talented and amazing. I've heard he's the nicest guy too.
Yeah, from what I've heard too,
Yeah.
he is an insanely nice man.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably, and just a big geek too. He's a big old
Yeah.
nerd. So like, yeah, it's pretty, like him and Matt Mercer are both, I think.
I'm
like,
meeting Matt finally on the expo where you and I are also
Oh,
going to be.
I didn't realize you haven't met Matt. Yeah,
I haven't met
Matthew's the voice of Levi for a time.
Yes.
Also, insanely sweet, really
Yes.
talented man.
Heard
Also
nothing.
a gigantic nerd.
Yes, like you. Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
And now you, sir, you are on Jacket. Your question.
What was a hard scene to record?
A really hard scene to record. How about you?
Oh man, Hanji was challenging for me the whole time. So oddly enough, the easiest scenes for me were the ones where she freaked out. You know, because that's easy. I can freak out. I play the psycho characters really well.
You came from the school of Excel Saga.
I came from school. I am, yeah. So you know, when she's freaking out about stabbing them in the eye, and you know, and of course when that bitch Annie does what she does, you know, that was easy. That's just, you know, the stuff I had trouble with was the actual like the exposition, and you know, well, Aaron, this is what's going on, and this is how we're going to handle things, and because. Sometimes I would push, and I would do too much, and it's like, no, just talking, exposition. So that was actually, and as far as a scene, I would say like there's, I don't remember which episode this is, but where she keeps him up all night, and he's like, oh, let me sleep, and she's like, but I have so many more things to tell you, you know, and it's just like, and everyone, it's so funny, we laughed so hard at that, but it really, like, I had to keep the excitement really down here because I just wanted to be so excited all the time. And then if you do that, then your character's all the way up here all the time, like Excel Saga, and your ears start to bleed. So it was really finding those moments where she's excited, but to contain it in a way so that you're not like, God, that's too, you know, that way when she does go over the top, there's somewhere to go. So, what about you?
I had kind of the same issue, but in the opposite fashion. Like for Armin, a lot of, well, like the most challenging thing in recording Armin overall was, at least for the first half of it, I would put too much confidence and too much strength in his voice. Like, especially before F9, and you know, Mike had to continuously bring me back, like, no dude, it has to be that meek and mild, that very, no confidence type thing. And like a lot of, like, there's this really breathy quality to Armin, and that was a really hard thing for me to continuously put it down, is that breathiness. But it's
not part of your voice to push that
yeah, because you dry out your throats really quick. Yeah, you dry out your throats really quick, so you have to just continuously chugging water the whole time. And then you go to the bathroom every 10 minutes,
yes.
Which interrupts recording time. But for the most part, Armin, overall, that was the hardest issue for me, was just I would put too much strength, too much confidence into him, and you know, the director Mike would have to bring me just rein me back in. And hey, but that's the director's job.
Right.
A scene overall, I say maybe the speech itself, just trying to, because Armin's voice sits much higher in my register than my natural voice does, obviously. Like, and I play so many characters up in that range, like Kenichi, Akihisa Yoshi, Kurinosuke, Lithuania, all those guys, like they're all up in that register. But having to scream in a dramatic fashion, like, and really deliver something believable while not having it sound ridiculous was really hard. Like, it's just such a hard vocal range for me to control, if that makes sense.
I just have to say something, but first I want a picture of you. Yay. I'm going to say this anytime we give a panel together. I just have to say this. I think that the hardest character to play in Attack on Titan, hands down, is Armin. For everything that you just said, first of all, it sits up higher, and we all know how hard it is to have a voice that doesn't sit in our natural range. Hanji's a little bit lower, so I have trouble with that too, and like you just said, Armin's a bit higher. So first of all, that's difficult. Second of all, such an acting challenge, because like you just said, you know, and that is what a good director does. They pull you back or they push you however you need to be. But I totally understand what oh boy, God, he's annoying. But you love him, you learn to love him, you want to love him, and you do. And I think it can be so easy for you to have a voice that would not be pleasing to listen to, and you freaking nail it. I mean, you really do, Josh. I've said this publicly online, and I say it in the panels that we do. I really think that you nailed Armin, and I think that it's so easy to not do a good job with that because it's so hard, and everything that you do in that role is perfect. That is what I feel.
Thank you very much.
Seriously, it's the hardest character. You're welcome.
Another question. You have had your hand up in the way back with the space dandy shirt. Yes, sir. Right. Okay, so you're talking about like YouTube comments and stuff like that. The anime fandom can have some very mean, very, very vocal people in it. Yeah. Right. How about it?
How do we deal with mean comments? Is that the question? Like the
Or just any sort of like with people that are just going to
complain no matter what?
Complain no matter what.
Okay. So, first of all, I don't read reviews. I try not to. And I don't go to forums. And I do play a lot online. Got a public, Twitter account. Sorry, whatever, PG-13, PG-13, Twitter. You know what I mean? Come on.
It's a twit.
I am such a twit. And a twat. And I have a public Facebook page, so I'm all over the place. When I see something disparaging that I might not have wanted to see, I kind of think it's fantastic. Like, I did accidentally see it was for Gatchaman Crowds, and someone had said in the YouTube comments that I played Hajime, that I sound like Satan. And I thought,
that's the greatest compliment ever.
I am so excited. Like, do you know how hard it is to sound like Satan?
Especially as a female.
As a female, and as little Hajime, who's just boundless energy, I'm like, that is the best, like that, I ain't even mad. Like and I posted about it, and I tend to try to turn it around and make fun of it, because at the end of the day, whether it's a review, or whether it's a comment on YouTube, or someone puts something on your Facebook that's not nice, it's everyone's opinion, and it really doesn't matter, and I just turn it into comedy.
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. Like, and I would argue that those people in the anime community are the vocal minority, just because it's so easy to, especially in the wonderful world of the internet, to, it's so easy to think that, oh, I have complete and total anonymity here, and I can do and say whatever I want, and people use it as sometimes as just an outlet. And a crutch and stuff like that, just to be able to get some of these, just be able to get some of these emotions out and these thoughts out. And some of them may be completely honest, or some of them may just be trolling. It doesn't really matter. We do hope that more people, or most people, will enjoy what we do, because we do put a lot of work and a lot of our hearts into the things that we do, especially a show like Titan. But thank you very much. But you can't it is impossible to please everybody.
Yeah.
Like, if every single person on this planet were to watch Titan, that's like 8 billion people. There's no way every single one of them is gonna like it. Like, you cannot please everyone.
Yeah.
So don't try, and don't feel bad when you can. If something just really bothers you about what the other person said, or if somebody's like, well, I just think they didn't do a good job, or like, this person sucks, like, really, you can do one of two things. You can either be like, okay, yeah, that's somebody else's opinion, whatever, mazel tov. Or you can let it really affect you and worry, and you're like, oh my God, does everybody think that?
And I've seen that before, where some VAs get upset and they'll post about it, and I'm like, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah, it's a trap.
It is a trap. It's a trap. Would someone take pictures of Josh and I? Who's good with the camera? Someone, just come on up, whoever. Okay. Just like.
And while that, oh, thank you, Alice.
As we continue,
Thank you for your
This is
question, sir.
American
Was it sufficiently answered?
I am not done with that game. I
Thank you
can't
very
play
much.
it by myself. I get so scared. I just made it through the ice level, but that game terrifies me. And I can't, like, I have to have someone come over so I can play it. I have parakeets, and they hate me.
Are you talking about Alice?
American McGee's Alice.
Yeah.
I haven't had that game since 2001, and I still haven't finished it. So you have to keep
That sounds like me in Five Nights at Freddy's. I can't. No.
No.
Did you guys see the cosplayer that was walking around earlier? That was the yellow one. I was like, oh God. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Alice.
Do we have another question?
Yes, that's the question. You pick. I picked.
Okay. You in the green. Hi.
I had a question. I was wondering if you guys have taken any formal Japanese, like, language training or
Hi, hi.
picked up any.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, really, I did. Have you?
日本人ですか？
少し。
アメリカ人です。
そうですか。そう。はい。
日本語少しわかります。でもまだ上手じゃありません。
Oh, I didn't catch that last part.
But I'm still practicing. Like, or basically saying, but I'm not very good, is what I was saying.
Yeah, me too. I took Japanese. So when I moved to New York in 99, and I started working for Central Park Media and Media Blasters and Tosh Productions, a lot of other dubbing houses up there. And I started doing a little bit of production work. I wasn't writing like Josh is, but I would simply stamp in the time code so that the scripts, we had a adapter, translator, adapter, and then I would get the script, and I was like the last person to get it to sort of catch things. And I was like, you know what, I'm really tired of, and dubbing was different back then. And incidentally, I'm not trying to plug anything, but I am giving a panel on, I think it's tonight at 9:30, old school anime, where we talk about how back then, so different. Like sometimes we would get the scripts from like off the boat, and they wouldn't go through because the studio didn't, because I worked for a lot of small studios in New York, and they didn't want to pay for the 2 translators and the 2 adapters and a time coder. So we would get the script in, and it was like, yes, the stomach ate my qualms at 5. And you're like, WTF, what? What does that mean? What does that mean? So I was like, you know what, let me take Japanese. So I studied it for almost a year, and it was the Learning Language Center in Manhattan. And my teacher was so hardcore. He'd be like, you did not review. And I'm like, I know, I suck. And we never even got to writing. Like, we just did conversational Japanese, and then I ran out of money because it was expensive. But it really did help me, though, as I was time coding, because I would be like, all right, we can do a konnichiwa here, or we can do I don't remember now, but you know, just little things I could substitute. I'm like, I know what that means, and I can like kind of change. So I was not a translator at all, but it was kind of cool to be able to understand a little bit about what I was working on. I had a bigger, more of an appreciation for it. So I've always been into the Japanese culture anyway. I'm going to Japan next year.
Oh, lucky.
I know, I'm saving up my money. I'm trying. I mean, I just went shopping, but I can't go shopping again. Ever, because I am going to Japan next year. So anyway.
I have some conversational stuff that I've been learning through the Pemsler CDs, which, they're expensive, and just be really careful because they'll try and send you a whole bunch of stuff and make you pay for it. So if you're not prepared for that, you can end up paying a lot of money. And that happened to me. But it's useful. I think it's one of the easiest systems for learning that I've ever used. Like I've tried the Rosetta Stone and stuff like that, but like it just didn't click. The Pimsleur thing really clicked for me. And I took like a semester or two of Japanese at San Antonio College. Like the one time that I actually, like the one semester that I actually did college.
Were you learning conversational? Were you also writing?
We were also writing.
My teacher wouldn't even let us write. He was like, it's so complicated. You would not write.
Hiragana and katakana are not all that complicated. Kanji. Screw kanji. Like, screw kanji. Like, no, but hiragana and katakana are pretty easy.
Awesome.
Because it's a very simple vowel language structure.
Simple for you.
Ueo, kake, kukeko, mamemu, memo.
Okay, show off.
Yeah, it's just, it's just, you just go down the...
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure, Josh.
Oh my god.
I had trouble.
Alright.
Yes. Can we ask Alice since she's taking pictures?
Sure, yes, absolutely.
Hi, Alice.
I just wanted to ask, like, since you play so many different anime characters, do you end up, like, sometimes kind of, like, feeling like you play one more character than the other when you're doing so many different animes? Like, does it kind of get tough for you?
Like,
Do you like to discern, like which one am I playing right now?
Yeah, like, since you're doing Attack on Titan, since you've done so many before, do you kind of, like, do you feel like you ever, like, kind of mix characters together?
You know, I thought about that. I'm like, wow, am I making everything sound the same? I mean, you really can't get away from, I'm Jessica Calvello, and this is my voice. Like, there's only so much I'm gonna be able to do to transform it, right? But honestly, when I'm in there, I really do feel, maybe not everything has exactly, completely different voice because of what I just said, but there is a little bit of a difference. Like Black Rabbit in Problem Children.
Yeah.
You're like my boyfriend in that, weren't you? So, she's energetic, but she's not the same kind of energetic as, say, Meek from Dragon Half, which I played back in the day. So, I mean, I hope that I bring a little bit of a different edge, or not edge, if the character doesn't need the edge, to everything that I do and make those adjustments. I hope that I do, and I feel like I do. I feel like I do.
I think you do.
Well, thank you.
Like, just hearing, and it's all about, you have to listen to the performance and not necessarily just the voice. And I think that's one thing a lot of people necessarily don't do is like, and sometimes a lot of actors will, and I'm guilty of it. I did that during Titan. I feel like there was a lot of times where I was way too much in my head and way too concerned with, is the voice sounding okay? Is the voice sounding young enough or real enough or whatever for this character, instead of being like, am I nailing the performance? And that's a trap that you can fall in real quick.
That's so hard with Armin. Like, I'm serious, Armin is the hardest character to play. You have to focus on so many different things at once. So the fact, like, how could you not be in your own head all the time? That is a hard character.
Yeah.
Really, really hard.
But I mean, I'll use an example like from your characters, like Black Rabbit, and then your character from Infinite Stratus.
Yeah, what was her name?
She's the student counselor.
Tatanashi.
Yeah, Tatanashi, yeah. Tatanashi does not have that motherly edge that Black Rabbit has.
Okay.
Black Rabbit is a very maternal character.
Protective.
Very protective for that. She is crazy. Like Tatanashi is, while she has that sexuality about her, and and she's very forward with it. She's very flirtatious, but she's not. She's a good fighter and she's strong, but she's not super protective. Like she's not a mother figure to anybody, and you can tell that in the performance between the two characters. Like listening to the two, you can definitely hear the difference, and they sound like two different characters.
Thank you, love.
You bet.
Husband.
But yeah, that's also coming from a writer's standpoint.
Got it.
Like, so that's just stuff that you have to pay attention.
And there's something you said a second ago about it's more about the performance. I think that, and especially the question that we always get, how'd you get into voice acting and do you have advice for other voice actors? It's not that I hate that, but there seems to be like a connotation of voice acting is all about the voice. It's all about, no it's not, it's about the performance, it's about the acting. So if you've got the characterization and you've got, if you've got the characterization down, it will ultimately change your voice a bit, but it's really not about the voice. It is about the performance, and it's about the acting. And that's why I'm always like, don't just take voice acting classes, take acting classes. That's what's gonna, make you be able to be an effective voice actor.
Yeah, learn to control your voice. Learn what you can do with it and work at it. But getting the acting chops down is first priority always.
Right. How are we doing on time? I want to answer more questions.
Yeah.
What?
15 minutes left?
Okay.
Jeez. Blue hands. Are you from Serenity? No? Okay.
Looking back, are there any scenes that you guys wish you could have done differently?
that we can go back and do again.
Attack on Titan?
Half the scenes I did. Like,
Do you like judge everything you do?
Oh, yeah.
I really don't watch my own stuff. I really can't for that reason, because I'm like, why did I make that choice? And why did the director let me make that choice?
Right.
Like, what was I thinking? But then, you know, that was also natural. I did it for a reason, and that's what came out. But I don't know. I have seen some of my scenes. I'm going to contradict what I said. I have seen some of my scenes from Attack on Titan. And I am judging it, and I'm like, wow, that could have been better, that was kind of bad. But I'm also proud of it, you know, because I really did work my tail off for that part. I mean, not for that part, but for that, worked my tail off in the booth when I was recording for Hunji. And I think there's always going to be a time when you go back and you're like, but then sometimes it's like, well, I made that choice because it was natural.
Yeah.
And that's just what came out when I was creating.
yeah, it's like that was the read that came out. It was influenced by how you were feeling and as a character at that moment, and how you were feeling too. And that's the other thing. Yeah, that's the it's never wrong. There's never a wrong choice. It's I don't know. It's just there's sometimes when you go back and you get the entire context, and that's another thing. Going back to what we were talking about with, do we ever have people in the booth at the same time? And that's one of the big issues with if you're going into a show and nobody else is recorded, or nobody else is recorded in the scenes around you, yeah, you have no one else to play off of. You have no energy to match as an actor. You can't banter or play off what the other person's doing in order to reply to them. So all you can do is read the lines before yours and imagine how they might be saying those in the context of the scene. You know, and the director will be giving you as much context as they can, but also time is money, so you have to do it real quick, and they have to figure out the quickest way to tell you, okay, this is what I need, this is how this line should be delivered because of all this other stuff that's going on. And then it's just like a gigantic jigsaw puzzle that you're constantly, you know, just trying to find the right pieces for and putting them in the right place, and you're blindfolded. And it's hard, but again, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to your own personal opinion. Like, there are shows that I've watched that when I first watched them after they came out, I hated everything that I did, and I thought I was a failure as an actor, failure as a voice actor, no one should ever work with me again. And then years later, I go and watch it again after just completely forgetting everything about it, and I could actually enjoy it. And like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. Everything's good. So, yeah, it just depends.
Can I pick?
Yeah.
Hi.
How long is your average workday when you guys live in North?
Hey, yo! I can't hear you.
What was the average work day?
Like, are you working like, I just need to shoot this episode, or are you working like, I need to hit a certain amount of hours?
Usually what happens, they'll book you for the character you're playing. If that character is just in that one episode, then yeah, you'll be coming in and you'll just be knocking that episode. But if you have a character that appears throughout the entire course of the series or multiple episodes, then what they do is, by the number of lines that you have and the number of reactions that you have, they figure out how many hours it would take on average to get all of that recorded, and then they book you for that amount. And that could be, you could do, like, if it's an 8-hour booking, you could do all that in one day.
Depending on the voice.
Yeah, depending on the voice.
Could you do Armin for 8 hours?
I did one day and it sucked. It was not fun. Like, I generally wanted to do Armin, like, no more than 4 hours at a time.
Yep.
Especially if he was being screamy, which he
Which
always
was all
was.
the time. Yeah. I just wish I could like cut and paste it.
I know, right? Aaron, no! It's just ridiculous. But then you could have something where, like, you have a 20-some-odd hour booking. And, like, Kenichi, like, one of the big shows that I did for Funimation the first time was called Kenichi Nice Cycle. The very first sessions that I came up for, I was living in Houston at the time. I had to drive up to Dallas. I had to stay there for 2 weeks just to get the first 12 episodes done, recording 10 hours a day.
Oh my god.
For 2 weeks straight.
The first volume was how many hours for you?
The very first volume was like 40 to 50 some odd hours for me. And that was the entirety of that show. He never shut up.
Which anime was this?
Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple.
Good.
He
nice.
never shut up. And it's a fun show, and it's a great show. But God, he was always energetic.
Yeah.
It felt like playing an Excel character, like,
Oh,
from time to time, like on a lot. Like I love it. Some people are getting it. That's the other thing that hurts me. Most people these days have never even heard of Excel Saga, and
Really?
it breaks my
If you have not
heart.
heard of Excel Saga, raise your hand.
If you've never heard of Excel Saga, raise
I'm
your
not raising my
hand.
hand. I'm like,
Yeah, get them up there. I want to see if I can. If you've never heard, see, this is a travesty.
oh wow. It's crack anime. Anime
It
on
is. It
crack.
is a total crack anime.
Yeah. Yeah, the first 4 minutes of that anime took me 8 hours to record, because we did things differently back then.
Yep.
But I just want to say, like, for Maria Holic, it was also like a 40 plus, it was 47 hours for the first volume. So the first 12 episodes we did at once, and it was like 27 and a half hours. And yeah, for Kanako, I was like 4 hours cap me. You know, it's just going over that is just hard. So you know, you gotta plan it out and until you get it done. And then for like, I did Fairy Tale the movie, and I played a very subdued character who was always depressed. She was a 400-year-old depressed pastry named Eclair. She wasn't really a pastry, but I found it funny that her name was Eclair, and she was so sad. But that was a 7-hour recording session for the whole movie, and I could knock that out in one day because I wasn't screaming all the time. So it really just depends.
Yeah, it really depends on the character of the show and what that character is going to require of you.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Nothing left. Yes, sir. Right here.
I was wondering if you've ever watched any fan-made stuff in series you've done, like a bridge series,
Uh-huh.
or anything like that.
The question was if you've ever watched any fan-made stuff like a bridge series of shows that I've been in, and there's only one that I've been in that has had a bridge series, and that's Titan. And I did see a little bit of it when it, like, I saw the Everybody Loves Armin bit. I saw the
Is this Team 4-Star?
yeah, Team 4-Star. Anything Team
breakdown.
4-Star does, man,
Yeah.
they're brilliant. And they're such nice
They're
communities
so
too.
nice. Yeah. So I play Rip Van Winkle in episode 4 of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. And I wasn't in that dub. But Team 4-Star, I'm total fans, and so when they asked me to work with them, I was like, yes! And then I did see the first episode of Attack on Titan Abridged before they had to take it down. I don't know if it's back up, because they got in trouble and they had to take it down.
Yeah, that was, I think, more Toonami's doing.
Okay, I don't know if it's back, but it was funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So yeah, I did watch that one before it was taken down, and it's awesome. I love parodies. They're well done. Some of them it's like, really? That's so not funny at all. But anything from Team 4-Star makes me laugh my tail off.
Yeah. Harmonize with me!
Okay, what's our time? How many more? 5 minutes? So we would, maybe 3 quick questions?
Yeah, we'll do a little.
Okay.
Yes, pirate. Yes, you.
What was your favorite action scene of the entire series?
Favorite action scene.
Like most dramatic, most like jaw-dropping moment.
So for Hanji, it's when she's having a breakdown when that Annie does what she did. Look, don't get me started on that one. Don't get me started. Not happy with her at all. So of course, you know, that was for me. That's the most dramatic thing I got in there. And the other time where she's like torturing them when she was, doing her experiments and stabbing them in the eye. That was. Oh God, that was funny and so twisted. Love her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, you were hysterical. I was like, how could I not cry while doing this?
Damn you!
Brilliant. I think for me, the entirety of going outside the wall, the whole formation of the horses, like that entire scene of them having to go beyond the wall and as the scout regiment and everything that they're having to deal with out there, that is one of the most brilliantly portrayed scenes that I think I've seen in anime in a long time, because I love the whole like strategy aspect of it, and it's brilliant. I love that scene. I guess, and, if you're just going down to, and just anytime Levi decides to unload, especially in the forest, when he starts going to town on female Titan.
Yeah.
Well, Mika says,
Hashtag things that should not turn you on, but. And I did hashtag that when I was live tweeting, sorry. I did hashtag things that should not turn you on, but do. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yes, sir.
What was your reaction when Aaron was eaten by the Titan in Trust?
When Aaron was eaten by the Titan?
Yeah. The first time seeing it, what the reaction was?
Pretty freaking upsetting, man.
Yeah, man. this is one of the first shows that has inspired real terror in me while watching it, like a living terror. It just, you just feel so helpless while you watch it, and like, especially in the whole like being eaten thing to begin with is just, it's Creepsville. But like the first time I saw that scene, I literally, I think I screamed, "You really just did that!" Like, oh, this show is amazing! Like, seriously, I thought that he was gonna be dead and gone for good. Like, I thought, holy crap.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like, seriously, I thought that they totally were pulling like a Guy Daigoji. Like, I totally thought they were pulling the same thing that they used to do, like, in all the old mecha animes. They would always kill off, like, the dude that was the coolest and that actually had, like, you know, a goal and was trying to do something, and no, he's dead. So now we have to have one of the weaker characters come up and be inspired. I mean, hell, they did it in Gurren Lagann. So there was a part of me that I wouldn't even cast it all. I was like, okay, so like, are they gonna have Armin like go freaking again Gurren Lagann reference? Are they gonna have Armin go Simon? Like, is he going to step up to the plate and become like the new Eren and be just a total awesome dude? Or like, I couldn't foresee it, and then totally went even better than I could have imagined. Just so cool.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, though, I was just, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Yeah.
I don't even smoke anymore. I was just like, I need a cigarette.
There's one more, because that was the second one, right? One more. Yes, quick.
Titan being so hugely popular, do you feel any additional pressure working on it?
What, baby?
Do we feel any additional pressure working on a show as popular as this? For me, absolutely.
I always put so much pressure on myself, so it's the same. I'm always like, pressure!
Totally.
So.
One more.
Okay.
You, yes ma'am.
How difficult was it to do Armin's scream in the booth? Did it feel awkward at all?
Doing Armin's scream, awkward? No. Painful, yes.
Would you mind demonstrating here?
Oh God, no! I have to talk to people for the entire weekend. There's no way that I'm going to do this
Just
right
on
here.
Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do it maybe on Sunday if I'm simple enough to it. But I will say that we did the stream 4 times.
4 times? Why?
4 times, like, because, well, the first time that I did it was just a scream. There was nothing to it. It was just, okay, let's see if I can actually get the scream out in this voice. And it happened, but there wasn't any of the grit to it. Like, there was no texture. There was, anything in there. And so the second take is the one we ended up going with. I think, no, it was the third take. And then I asked if I could do a 4th. Just because I felt like I had maybe a better one in me still. Like, it wasn't tearing my throat as much as I was afraid it would. But the third one, I think, is the one we ultimately ended up going with, just because it had that. That's where you can hear the whole mind-breaking, like, everything that is dear to him just vanished right in front of his eyes, and he is responsible for it vanishing. Like, he was responsible in a large part for Eren's death, and so, like, there's all these different thoughts to be going on in his head. And we just, to be able to get that portrayed in that screen was really hard. Like, Mike knew what he wanted from me, and I just couldn't get it to him the first couple of takes. The third one we got it.
Yeah, you did.
It's that, especially, it's the whole like where he's really, and that's the thing, the challenge is, to some people, it sounds terrifying, and people have told me that. To other people, it sounds absolutely ridiculous and funny. And that's, to me, I think that means that we nailed it, because he really is just losing it right then and there. You can't sound cool while you're losing your mind. Like, it's kind of impossible.
Yes.
But yeah.
So are we done?
Are we pretty much at time?
You guys, thank you so much for being here.
Now we are done with the Attack on Titan panel, and we're getting into the opening ceremonies of 5. But before that, time to go get some food at Subway. Eats fresh. One of the few Subways that actually has a drive-thru though. Let's go.
How long have we been here?
What?
Yeah, too long. More than half an hour.
You asked me how long.
Like a circle here.
The last time you were out was like 4:15.
That is a big topic. I don't even know.
So this is the line for opening ceremonies. Very interesting how opening ceremonies are done. After some of the panels are done. Interesting to think, right, Liz? You usually think opening ceremonies at the beginning. Look at all these people. crazy, right? Time is like about 5:10 and we moved a little bit up. Still a whole way to go. And then we'll be in the ballroom for opening ceremonies.
Letting people in an hour. They still, are they letting people in an hour?
Yeah, they're gonna let us all in. And they made this place look a lot cooler than it was earlier, right?
Yeah. Have smoke in the air and all.
And all kinds of blue lights.
Yeah.
This looks great.
In what can only be described as a pandemic, a sudden
This area has been quarantined. Initiate the Detour project.
Hello, Anime Detour! I don't know about you, but I'm ready for an exciting weekend. Just to get things started, I got a couple small announcements to make. But first off, I want to see, are you really ready? All right, that's what I like to hear. Okay, first off, I always take notes. Couple things. One, the haze that you see here today, it's water, don't worry about it. So, we have regulated it, it's all right. There are always worried people. There is lost and found in operations. So if you have anything that's lost, please check lost and found. This includes badges. Check there first. If you do have a badge and you need to get replaced, there is a $60 fee. That is non-refundable even if you found your lost badge. So please, make sure you check everywhere and you check ops before you go to registration to get a new badge. Anyone who wants to watch our broadcast of Main Stage, it has been changed to Channel 5. Then last but not least, if you have ordered a t-shirt with us, please go to merchandise. It's next to the rice room in by Quan Suite. Either way, there's a lot of people that want to come up here and talk, besides myself. So, to get things started, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our parent company, the ones that allow us to make things happen. ATC.
Hello, Detour. How you feeling? Well, I'm Lauren from Anime Twin Cities, and I'm here to tell you that Anime Twin Cities is not just Detour anymore, but we've set out to make, I lost my stuff. To make that Detour feeling last year round. Many of you may not know this, but we have year-round social events, including a monthly hangout night at local restaurants, an anime club that meets twice a month. We've brought anime movies to local theaters. ATC is committed to building the fandom community. So the resources that we have gathered to make Detour happen, we loan to other non-profit organizations to make our fandom community flourish. We have partnered with GPS to bring you the world's first geek-centered community center, and that's local here in Northeast Minneapolis. They've got a room party here, check them out. We have also partnered with This Is Geek. They're going to bring a completely free gaming convention to the Twin Cities. They've got a table out by the garden court, check them out. We've also partnered with Youth for Understanding. We are going to start an exchange scholarship to send a kid to Japan for a full year. At ETC, we've set out to show that fans can change the world. The Red Cross charity auction that we hold here each year is award-winning, and that's all thanks to you guys. If you bought a membership to Detour in the past decade, you have brought manga and teen programming to local libraries. You've helped restore the Como and Normandale Gardens. You've helped a high school robotics club compete. You've fought censorship along with the comic book legal defense list, and this is just a short list of all the things that we have done. I believe that you should make Anime Twin Cities pay. Because last year we helped a fan keep their house from being foreclosed on with our Leg Community Fund, which is funded through the community sponsorship level and other charitable donations. The Leg Fund helps members of the fandom community in their hour of need. In the past, we've helped people like Greg Ayers, Carrie Savage, Richard Townsend, Samurai Dan and Jillian, and many other local fans that you've probably never heard of, but really have appreciated our efforts. Anime Twin Cities will match dollar for dollar the first $5,000 that are donated to the fund every year, but last year we only had to match half that amount. If you believe in this cause, please donate. You can donate on our website. We've got a donation box at our room party. If you'd like to find out more about ATC, our social events, what we do, the scholarship that we're starting, or why we cap Detour, you can come talk to us tomorrow at our panel. It's at 1:30 in Plaza 1, I believe. Or you can visit us at GPS on April 18th. We're going to do a social open house. We also have a room party in Cabana 131, so come talk to us there. We're going to play Go, fold origami, and you can come get anime infected if you haven't already. Thanks, guys. Have a great con.
You know, we've been at the DoubleTree for a few years now, and I gotta tell you, I love this hotel. That being said, we want to keep this hotel. So, a person to talk about it, one of our hotel heads, Ted Bergen.
Hey everyone, welcome to another great year here at the DoubleTree. I've got some fun announcements and some not so fun, unfortunately. First up, the not so fun. There is a strip mall over near the hotel here. It's got caribou, cheetah pizza, and whatnot in it. Please do not park there. If you park there, they will tow you at your expense, unfortunately. The fun news is our shuttle services and our parking services that we've stepped up this year. Our shuttle is running from this hotel from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. on the hour. It leaves and goes to both of our overflow parking locations and the Crown. If you are in need of a ride over to the Sheraton due to physical needs, the shuttle will also stop there. On top of this, we have street parking, and the Crown is running the Crown Plaza, I should say, is running a shuttle as well. The shuttle runs from 8 to 8, and it runs on the 40-minute mark. So at 8:40 is the first one that leaves there, and it comes here. And it ends at 8:40 and comes here. Shuttle services are still available. With the street parking, however, please pay attention to the do not park sign. Bloomington does not like that. And they will, of course, once again, tow your car. The fun announcements, however, with all of the fun things that we put on every year, the DoubleTree staff bends over backwards for us. They're got great cleaning crews. They're working around the clock. We're in their house, and they still welcome us back for some reason. But because of that, I'd like to ask that every attendee please be as thankful to the hotel staff as humanly possible. And as an apology, it looks like our printer for our custom keys got infected with mongaitis first. So I apologize. Please point the arrow towards you as it goes into the door, not the door. I know Richard had some fun with it for about 5 minutes. Beyond that, have a great con. We'll see you throughout the weekend.
With 5,000 people here, we definitely want to be safe. And the main people that talk about safety here are definitely our security guys. So I'd like to introduce Rin and Matt, our heads of security. Or just Rin.
Hey. Sorry, Matt went back on the floor, so I'm Rin. After 6 years, you probably have seen me finally over the crowd, right? Anyway, so I get to be the fun person and tell you not to do things. So, very first thing is the code of conduct. Use common sense. Be respectful of your fellow attendees. Second, no live steal. Keep it peace-bound and in its sheath at all times. No real guns. Yeah. What? I know. But no, go outside of the hotel and do that thing. That includes airsoft. No airsoft. No airsoft. No airsoft. Hey guys, do we have airsoft?
No.
Anyway, no sleeping in the hallways or convention spaces. Go to your hotel room, or your friend's hotel room, or home. Misuse of any property or convention space may result in permanent confiscation and or expulsion, so be good. Report stolen or damaged property and or personal injury to anybody in a yellow shirt or at operations. Please don't take matters into your own hands. That's why we're here. That's why we get paid the big bucks. That's totally a joke. Personal issues with your fellow attendees, those are your business. I cannot help you with, oh my god, that girl, she totally stole my girlfriend and her boyfriend. Not my problem. And then if we tell you to do something, please respect us. Please just do it, because I don't want to have to bring out my mom voice. No underage drinking. Wait your turn. You can wait until you're 21. No ifs, ands, or buts. Do not serve to minors. Staring at you. And if it's illegal outside the hotel, it's so illegal inside the hotel. So use common sense. And badges must be worn at all times. So now we'll move on to the fun part of weapons policy. Yay. Okay, so if we tell you to put it away, put it away. Don't argue. Don't wave items around. There's a lot of people and not a lot of space, so be very, very mindful of who you are, potentially hitting in the face. Don't carry prop weapons outside of the hotel. It can be very disturbing for other people who are not necessarily familiar with this culture and cosplay. So it's just better to be safe than having to deal with the Bloomington PD. They need to be piece-bound or holstered at all times, and you need to double check with security. Please wave us down, there's a ton of us. No projectile weapons, including airsoft. Guns, paintball, whatever. If it emits something, it's not allowed. If it has been modified and it's a projectile weapon, it's still not allowed. If it's ever had a firing mechanism, just safe to say, leave it in your room or in your car or at home. No realistic looking state or federal forms, no ammo, and if you have a question, you can go to Ops, you can find one of the yellow shirts, and I've covered everything else, so that is all I have to say. Be good.
Thank them. They're here, they're volunteering, they're doing everything possible to make sure that our lives here are safe. So we have a lot on our staff. They're here to help you. If you need any help, please go to them. Next up on our list, we're going to talk about all our program guys, including our mobile labs. I'll let them explain. I'm going to introduce publications.
What is this place? Earth, 27th of March, 2015. Anime Detour. Why have we gotten ourselves here? Trees. We're here to talk about saving trees. So, all of you out there, how many of you have one of these quaint 21st century devices known as a smartphone? Well, I hear that the schedule of events for this weekend pandemic is available on these archaic systems. Something iOS and Android, oh I know those, and Windows Mobile. This is quite handy. It's remembering my schedule for me. Returning to the matter at hand, if you wish to ensure that oxygen remains in your atmosphere's future, which honestly you'll eventually adapt to it not being here from what I've seen, please make use of these fine people's mobile application.
Make sure to check out the mobile app, actually. It's my life-saving app. Keeps me up to date on everything that's going on. Next person to talk, the themes department. By the way, they're the ones that did the elaborate suits and the bio bucket and everything, so this is that man.
Thank you. Okay, so with the themes department, we have something new this year. We're going to have a scavenger hunt, where around the hotel, after opening ceremonies, I'll be putting up posters that have instructions what to do. They'll be everywhere around the hotel. The first one will be going up at the game room in the clouds, the highest point of the convention. When you play this game, you will be finding the antibodies who are trying to stop the plague from spreading. And if you can solve this puzzle, you will be cured of those pesky antibodies, and the plague will be able to spread faster. Once you solve this puzzle, you can bring your final answer to the operations room, and they will give you a button that will show that your antibodies have been cured. Thank you.
We're gonna spread an infection. I'll never get over it. All right. You know, we can't do this by ourselves. And the big thing about that is we need your help sometimes. So if you're willing, you have nothing going on, we need volunteers. And the person to talk about that, I'm going to introduce now, the volunteers department.
Hi, I'm Anne. I'm the new head of the department, and I just have a few updates for you guys. The volunteers department has actually moved to a new room. We are across Garden Plaza from where we were, room 132. And our new rule that we implemented this year, please come to check in 5 to 10 minutes before your shift, or else your shift gets put back into the group and somebody else can take it. And our new shirts this year, so if you want a shirt, come and volunteer.
If you're a volunteer, I want to mention thank you. I appreciate it from all my heart. You know, the anime convention, besides the staff, we have a lot of people that make things happen. One of those things is our guests, and we got quite a few this year. So we're going to introduce our guest of honor. The person that's going to start this off, Anton and Megan Peterson.
Hello, Enemy Detour. There we go. I was told to stand on the X to apparently avoid the loud, earth-shattering kaboom. Oh good, someone got that joke. All right, let's get going and actually start bringing up the important people that we all love to talk to and see. So first up will be, I don't know, I guess he's in some Power Rangers thing. Hey, Tony!
Hey guys! So happy to be back. Hi! So please, I'm so happy to be back. I'm glad to see a lot of you, and I hope you join me for some panels. There's a little special something going on, though, with a charity auction. If you'd like to have lunch with me tomorrow, go check out the charity auction. They're giving a little lunch. I'm going to have some lunch. I don't even know where we're going. And and I'll help raise money for a good cause, so please do that. I'm going to be talking about Robotech this afternoon. I'm going to be talking about anime and mechs and old school anime with Jessica later today. And tomorrow we're going to be talking Power Rangers, so come and see me. All right? Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, so the next guest that we're going to invite up is, well, one that, moved to Minnesota, kind of just didn't want to leave. So, Studio on Wine, Richard and Shannon Townsend.
Now I can actually kind of see you all, kind of. Nope, better this way. Thank you for having us back again this year. We like they said, we love it so much, we actually moved here. We actually endure the winters so we can be here. Tonight, I will be DJing the first half of the dance this evening. Thank you for having me back for that as well. And then Alan after me. I believe Alan will be on at 12:30 and I am at 10:30. Also tomorrow, for all of you who want to know the insides of being a convention staffer, running a convention, have any questions about conventions, please come to my panel. I don't know what time it is though, but it's called Behind the Registration. It's in your program guide. 3 to 4, yes, there we go. Now I will hand it over to my lovely wife.
Hi. I was gonna say y'all look good, but I can't see squat right now. So I'm just gonna pimp two things. Come to our table in the dealer hall, come see us, talk. A lot of you have stopped by already today, so yay. The other thing is I've had a bunch of people ask, so I am running, I do this little thing locally with the Geek Partnership Society called Geek Slink. It's a belly dance class for all ages, sizes, and character classes. We do classes that are actually launching again this Thursday, but I'm doing a demo, so if you want to learn how to belly dance, Sunday, 11 a.m., we're doing a 2-hour workshop and demo. So if you want to learn how to shake it, show up in cosplay, show up in yoga wear, show up, just not naked, please. But it'll be a lot of fun, so I hope to see you guys there. Be good to each other, be good to the staff, be good to the hotel, and have a wonderful weekend.
Let's bring up one of our newer guests, and we will apparently have to forgive her for liking wrestling for some reason. Caitlin French.
Hi, wow, I'm first. Hello, nice to meet you all. You guys actually probably don't know me. I've never been here before. So thank you for inviting me. Sorry, I'm pretty terrible and awkward at this, but hey, I'm a voice actor. I come here. I'm going to be out there tonight signing autographs from 8 p.m. and then tomorrow you can actually meet me. You guys gave me a panel in here at 6 p.m. tomorrow where you can actually meet me and find out about me. I I've done shows like Girls and Panzer, Bodacious Space Pirates. And if you want to know more about them, you can come talk to me and find out. Yeah.
Alrighty, so our next guest that I'd like to invite up is Miss Carrie Savage.
Thank you. I am so glad to be back with my family again. And I think about you guys every year, all of you, and all I think about is I can't wait to go back and visit my family again. So thank you for having me back. And it's not snowing. I was given a penny doll, which is really cool, but it has no underwear. But as Penny would say, it's really freeing. It works out. So mainly, I have a panel tonight, and I'm signing autographs, but mainly I'm here to deal with the charity auction. So, this year, it's going to benefit the Red Cross again. The money will be split between the International Fund and the Anime Twin Cities Area Fund, right? So we have a few of the things up here that we're going to auction off. This is a free poster signed by Masayuki, from Eternal Summer. No, I said that wrong, didn't I? Oh well. Signed by Masayuki Nishide, if I butchered that, sorry. So this is a very rare item. It is only being auctioned off at Anime Detour this year. No other conventions, no other years. This is it. So this is your only chance for this. Then we have Attack on Titan, which we know you all love. And that's signed by the cast. And we have Fairy Tale. We have a lot of other things in there. A few things you've seen before, but there's a lot of new things. There's a one-piece poster that's signed by more voice actors than I've ever seen in my life. And there is also the voice actress who plays Naruto. Sorry, name. Can you say her name? Where's Greg? Huh? Junko Takeuchi. She has some stuff down there that she signed, so that's pretty cool, but there's lots more stuff. There's also a trip to Japan that's being auctioned off this year. So if Evan could come and talk about that.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
For those of you that don't know, we've done a anime detour to Japan twice now. That was a good response to that. Yay, we're doing it again. And while you could just sign up for it, wouldn't it be nice to also get some of that, money to a good cause? So, there is one spot on next year's Anime Detour to Japan, which goes to the Sapporo Snow Festival and the Snow Miku celebration. It's basically like a giant otaku paradise in the snow, which kind of describes this convention, but you know what I mean. But it's actually in Japan, it's cool. We're doing a hot spring, we're doing 3 days in Tokyo, you'll see Akihabara, you'll see the Ghibli Museum, you'll see the entire city of Hakodate. You'll be in a festival where you will swing giant balls of fire around your head, I'm not even kidding. And you'll do it all without a parent's note. Yeah. So yes, there's more information about the tour tomorrow at 1:30 at a panel in the Bloomington Room, but we are going to be auctioning one spot off in the charity auction. So please, 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 you guys have done a lot for the charity auction. Please come and bid, and we'd love to have you on the trip to Japan.
Did he say all right? It's at 12:30, right? In the Garden Court, Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon. So come. And I just wanted to say, it's really great to come and get these amazing, some of them once in a lifetime items. Sorry, I'm nervous, I can't speak. I need a script. No. It's really awesome to be able to get something great, but it's even more awesome to know that the money that you're giving is gonna change someone's life in their greatest hour of need. Someone maybe here, someone in California, if the unforeseeable were to happen there, someone in New York, someone in Japan, someone anywhere. So don't forget about that. And you guys are good at remembering that. And we are so proud of you for all the past charity auctions and how generous you are. And no words can describe every year. We're so proud of you and we love you so much. And that's why, of course, this year, you guys won another award.
Hi guys. So we won, given by the American Red Cross at their annual breakfast. We raised $24,000 last year, and that put us with companies such as 3M, Ecolab, Honeywell, General Mills, and they kind of look at us kind of really weird. Who's this ATC Anime Detour group winning these awards at these multi-million-dollar companies? So we should be pretty proud of that, and hopefully we can continue that service for the community and for us here. So congrats, you guys.
All right, and thank you very much. All right, moving right along. You will notice that there was one of the guests that we normally see a lot here. She couldn't make it this year. It's Clarine Harp. Now, Clarine has always been extremely helpful in getting these items for the charity auction for you guys. And this year, she'd like to especially thank someone at where she works at Funimation, Monica Kester. Monica basically went well above and beyond the call of duty to go outside of her working hours and to help collect these stuff at the last minute to get it shipped up here. So please, can everybody say thank you, Monica, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you very much. We'll get that sent to her, and I'm sure she'll be thrilled. On that note, excuse me. All right. As you noticed, like I said, Clarine is not here. Clarine is extremely busy making anime for you guys. I don't get it. Anyway, but apparently she is extremely busy, and she was just so sad that she couldn't make it this year. Also, she's had kind of a rough year. Her house was broken into, and they pretty much took everything. And while things can be replaced, you know, a TV, whatever, that's all easy, what they did take was memories. And some stuff that was very near and dear to her that really was worthless, monetarily speaking. Including some necklaces and stuff like that that belonged to like her mother and grandmother and things like that. So what we're going to do is, we have this lovely jewelry box here, which you probably can't see very well. And we're gonna fill it with necklaces. And we're gonna tell a little story about why we want this necklace to go to Clarine and what it meant to us. Nothing expensive, nothing extravagant. This isn't about a thing, this is about a memory. And so to discuss that, dun dun dun.
You know, I actually got an item for this, and I want to be the first one to put the item in there. Because if anyone, 80s and 90s, knows what this is a rare item now that goes for a couple $100 on eBay. This is from Lunar 2. It was also my gateway, one of many, into anime. It's what brought me here. It's what brought me to this convention. It's what brought me to this stage. Without this, I wouldn't be here. Clarine has been a part of this convention. And I'm gonna let her know that I'm hoping this right here, I hope I see it again, because I want to see it with her in years to come. I want to see her back at this hotel.
Okay, so the next guest that I'd like to bring up is a Mr. Greg Ayers.
my gosh, I feel like I'm at the police station. How are you guys doing? I can't see anybody but you. You're the only person I can see. It's all about you right now. Anyway, I have to tell you, there's one mix-up. The panel that I'm about to do at 6:30 was supposed to be my solo panel to answer questions about shows like The Very Naked, Free, Eternal Summer, and a bunch of other stuff. And they put my other panel there, so we're going to talk about both. So come to this 6:30 panel in the Adina room, I think, because I have the Adina. I'm from Texas. Everything's Adina. But I have the app. That's why I know how to mispronounce the name of the room. Anyway, and I'll be doing the It Gets Better panel tomorrow, and I'll be doing another something, and I'll be DJing on this stage tomorrow night, and I'm bringing along another DJ from the city. He's called Rave Pulse, and he's awesome. If you haven't seen him, he'll be a lot of fun, and we've got really nerdy, sexy music to play for you guys. So, other than that, and I'm doing a panel with Jessica at 9 tonight, but I may have a drink before that happens. So, anyway, thank you guys. I love you. I look forward to being here every year, and Doge is very happy to be here as well. So I'll see you guys later.
Okay, and next up, let's bring up someone who I guess has something to do with Attack on Titan, Josh Greeley. Run, Josh.
Awkward hugs, yay. How's it going, guys? Wow, I can't see anything. This is intense. That's really cool. Hi, very nice to be back here. I think it's been, 3 years? 2 or 3, something like that? Yeah, it's like, it feels like just coming home. It's always the same thing every time. You guys, it's amazing. I love this too. Like this, this is hand painted. Whoever did this is amazing. We're gonna have a really awesome weekend. It's been really fun to see, so many people that I know again already. I have a cheat sheet here. Hang on. I've got, I'm not doing a whole hell of a lot this weekend. I got an autograph session tonight at 8 and another one tomorrow at 4:30. I'll be at the charity auction for a little bit, so please, be sure to come by that. If you don't see me, if you don't have time or you can't make it to the autograph session, if you see me walking around, please feel free to stop me. I do not bite. Chances are I'm lost anyway, so you'll probably be helping me. But yeah, man, let's all have a really fun weekend. I can't wait to get to party with you guys and meet some new friends. Take care.
Alrighty, so our next guest of honor is new to the convention this year, Miss Jessica Calvello. Hi, woo! I feel like a gerbil in a microwave up here. Hi, this is my first time at Anime Detour. I'm so excited. I'm wearing pleather. Yes. I'm wearing pleather for all of you. Okay, here's the back. I have a hole in my tights. Calm down. Can you see the hole? I can. Oh, hey, what's up? I would twerk, but it would shut the whole thing down, and we would have fun, right? So, hi, I'm Jessica Calvello. I'm a dork. Voice actress I started in '95 with ADV Films. You have to say everything I say, right? You have to repeat everything I say. How do you say I have to pee? Because I really have to pee. I have to pee. I really do. Oh my God. It's good. It's good. I'm fine. There will be no puddle. Anyway. Pleather. This is what it does to me. 95 ADV Films. Such few dubs. Excel, and Excel Saga. Hail that. And then I went to New York and worked for Central Park Media Blasters, 4Kids, Taj Productions, a few of those studios. Then I came back to Texas. And now I'm with TRFan1's and Sentai and Funimation in such projects as Attack on Titan, Hanji. Thank you. And I really can't wait to meet all you guys. I've got some panels, one with the Airs and the Tonys. Tonight at 9:30, old school anime panel. And then I have my Get Random with Jessica tomorrow at 3. And then we have a Maria Holic panel with Matsurika, who's really mean to me all the time. and Crusader's director, and that'll be tomorrow at 12. So I can't wait to meet you guys. I'm gonna take a picture, and please come say hi to my pleather. Okay. Okay. Everyone has to smile. This will totally work.
I'm really sorry about the Mexicans having to attempt to follow that. So, Kyle Hebert.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be back. Oh, it's such an honor to be back here. As Carrie Savage just said, family. You guys are family. It's so great to see familiar faces, meet some new ones this weekend. Video game voice acting is a workshop I'm going to be doing tonight at 8 p.m. in the dining room. So you guys want to do like, Hadouken! You want to do that? I'm going to put you through your paces and stuff. I have a question for you. Now, I think it's so cool that Anime Detour does this, the sign language thing, and that's really good for the hearing impaired. I'm curious, now, the sign for applause is this, right? What's the sign for jazz hands? It's hard to top that. Anyway, I'm looking forward to partying with you guys. 3 p.m. on Sunday, I'm doing something kind of important. That means a lot to me and my friend Kevin Trainer, who's been on staff for years. We're doing a panel called Diet and Diabetes. So you don't have to be diabetic to show up to it. But we're going to talk about the importance of eating right and getting your health in order so that, you know, you sit here, come to an anime con and drink Red Bull and chips and think, oh, I'm invincible. Eventually that's going to catch up to you. And we want to help people who see the warning signs and be able to make good decisions about their health and lifestyle. Because, you know, we want you to live forever, right? We do. We love you. All right, anyway, it's great to be back at Anime Detour. Thank you.
So our next guest of honor was wearing a security vest earlier that I don't necessarily approve of. Tadao.
Hello. Okay. I'm going to apologize now. Because every once in a while I got to tell people I'm from East Glasgow, Scotland. I have no idea why I'm up here in the first place. And I have no idea how she's going to translate all of that. Especially my And I'll get you next time, get it? Next time. She's good. I first of all want to thank all of you here and everyone here on staff and the crew and everyone for making me feel right at home, leaving the 95-degree weather of Los Angeles to the 20-degree weather here in Minneapolis. I talked to my father and said, wait, you went from Los Angeles 95 to Minas. How cold is it today? 20 degrees. Are you crazy? And especially I love it, they brought the fog and some smog here. It's wonderful. I feel right at home. You can eat the air. Wow, okay. No, seriously, it's been a wonderful time. I'm glad to be here in 2011. Wait, it's not 2011. Darn it, the time machine brought me back in the wrong place. So I've been missing for a while, sorry. I hope Speed Racer is still going on, right? Okay, so I've got a lot to catch up to, but most of all, I am happy to be here. I want to thank you all for letting the crazy Asian guy back in and sneaking me in past security, who once again let me get on the airplane with a sonic screwdriver. It was easy. I told him there was a plasma cannon in the suitcase. Let me go talk to my supervisor. Okay, bye. So anyway, that having been said, thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Totomo domo arigatou gozaimasu. And I'm glad to be up here with all of you guys. You're so cool. Okay, that's it. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Next up on our list is someone that brings us really cool music videos.
How's it going? Guys having a good time? That's what I thought. Now I know what you're thinking. That guy looks like Fade's evil twin. Now guys, it's me. But then you're thinking that's what Fade's evil twin would say. Alright, welcome to Anime Detour. This is the 12th Anime Detour there is. I've been here every single one and you guys are awesome. I bring you good tidings of great AMVs, the ones you saw here, a couple panels before. We got to bring back the big show. Everything that you see will be at animemusicvideos.org. The chairman was saying yesterday that this is a family to him. This is truly a family to me. And every year I come back, it is a family reunion. And this year I have a special request for you guys that only family can provide. While you and I are here having a great time, I can pretty much guarantee you guys are gonna have a great time. While you and I are having a great time, I can tell you a story of one person who every single year there's been an Anime Detour has not had a great time. Because while you and I are having a blast, Mrs. Fade is at home. And under no fault of her own is having a disaster. Year one, Mrs. Fade is at home, 8 months pregnant. Yeah, that's right. I left my first time 8-month pregnant wife at home so that I could go in the middle of winter to an anime convention and leave her home. Ooh, yeah, feel free to say ooh at any time. Year two, Mini Fade gets his first ear infection. A double ear infection. And from about an hour after I leave to an hour before I get home, screams at the top of his lungs for 24 hours, 7 days a week. I mean, the whole weekend. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Year three. Mrs. Fade is at home with Mini Fade and 2-month-old Mini Mrs. Fade. When I get this message to give her a call immediately, I find a quiet room, I say, hey sweetie, what's up? Yeah, we just got out of the emergency room where Mini Fade literally almost died because of some crazy food reaction. And when I looked over to the doctor to see if he was gonna make it, he was not reassuring, and I thought we were going to lose him. And I really wish you were here with me right now. It's like, where are you guys now? We're at home, and he's having medicine, and he's sleeping, and we're out of the woods, and everything's gonna be okay. I'm like, all right. I have a panel in an hour. My plane lands. Yeah, my plane lands on Monday at 2 o'clock. Yeah. Ooh. All right. So the next year, they're out the park riding bikes. Kid impales himself on a bike, crying. We got like one kid crying because he's hurt, a bike, and then a third arm carrying the other child who does not want to leave the park. Just last year, we're babysitting a cat. The cat gets stuck under this bookshelf. Mrs. Fade has to take everything off the bookshelf, disassemble the bookshelf to get the cat out. I got a picture of this stuff all over my living room with this message that says, when you get home, you are cleaning this up. So, this is where you guys come in. This year, in order to make sure nothing goes wrong at home, Mrs. Fade is here. And Mini Fade, and Mini Mrs. Fade. I need you guys to be extra cool to each other. Extra cool to the staff. Extra cool to the hotel staff. Extra cool to the hotel itself. So that nothing goes wrong. So that I can be forgiven.
for 11 years of not being there when she needed me. Can you guys do this for me? Are you guys that cool? Family, welcome to the family. Thank you. Have a great detour.
Alrighty, and finally we have a Mr. Chris Ayers.
Howdy guys, I am much like Justin Calvello. I have to make a letter of the alphabet that is not the letter poop. So I'm gonna be short and sweet. We got a lot of good stuff going on, but I did tell Tadao I was going to do something fun because 3 years ago, he did something at opening ceremonies that I've stolen and used for the past 3 years. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want us all seeing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it rain in here. Sorry, hotel staff. Can you hold this for a second? Okay, but I can only do it with your help. When I raise one finger, I need you all to start snapping. Again. Oh, I've not raised a finger yet. When I raise the second finger, I need you all to start slapping the top of your thighs. As fast as you can. Hang on, not yet, guys. When I raise the third hand, I need you to stomp your feet, and then I will cut you off. We're gonna make it rain. You ready, guys? Shh. Thank you, guys. We got a lot of good stuff. I told you I was gonna do something fun for you today. And now you can steal that. We've got a lot of cool stuff. I've done mock combat already today. We've got intermediate tomorrow. And we've got the old school anime panel, the Maria Holic panel. And tomorrow night, I can't believe you didn't plug this. My dear friend Tadao and I are doing a Doctor Who panel. So you guys find me. I'm wandering around all the time. So just find me and say, hey, I love you guys so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause for the guests of Anime Detour 2015. And before our guests leave the panel, our chairman has one last thing to say.
No, I want to thank every one of you that actually came here this day. Like we said before, you're family. So thank you for coming. And you're always welcome here. And that's what Detour is about. It's about family, relationships. You know, from year one, I've gained so many friendships. There's so many people here, I can never forget a face that every year I come back. And I get more hugs that, you know, my arms are actually kind of sore at the end of the week. And with all the walking, you expect my feet to be sore. No, actually it's the opposite, it's my arms. Every year, I get to see you. I actually get to come up to you, meet you. Some naive friends, some I even call family, like I said before. Now, with that being said, every year I feel we can come closer. That being said, there's one relationship I feel that should become closer. Megan Peterson. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. You have actually provided me the effort, the strength to make it through so many tough choices in my life. And you've gotten me to where I am here today. I don't see myself with anyone else because honestly, with you, I feel the sky's the limit. I'm serious when I say this. I want to be with you forever. So please, will you marry me? No, wait. Just for the record, if you say yes, there is no cure.
Thank you, everyone, and let's make this the best detour yet.
announcement to make real quick.
Hey guys, I have an announcement from the hotel itself. We have a green rodeo, Minnesota plate 576 LWC. It is parked in a valet spot. If this is your car, you need to move it immediately or it will be towed. Again, we have a green rodeo with Minnesota plates 576 LWC. It is parked in a valet spot and they need that for somebody. So please move your car or it will be towed. Thank you.
Yes, it is. Awesome. Can the Hulkster join? Of course. Awesome. Let's go.